This podcast is part of the Gonna Geek Network. The opinions expressed may not reflect those of other podcasts or affiliates of this show or Gonna Geek. Check out other geeky podcasts at gonnageek.com. And get ready because geekiness commences in 3, 2, 1.
You have been granted clearance level 10. Stand by for S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents of equal or higher security clearance.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Agent Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. One-shot number 10. We're talking about the Nathan Fillion Dallas Comic-Con panel 2014 in May. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the general Marvel Universe because we all love things that come together, don't we?
Definitely.
We do indeed.
Just a reminder, you can catch all our great content on the Gonna Geek Network. Just type in legendsofshield.com. It'll take you to our webpage. And we also have a voicemail.
Yes, we do. It's 844 the bus 1. That's 844-843-2871.
Woohoo!
One of these days we should all say it in unison, but I think that might be more confusing than not.
We might have to do that next week when we talk about the Avengers.
Oh, that's the perfect time to. Everything teams up and comes together.
Yeah, it'd be like the Star Wars Minute, where at the end, when they all try to say the Star Wars Minute, but they never say it at the same time.
You know what else we have now?
What's that?
Forums.
Yeah, we do. We have forums. They're all on the Gonna Geek Network. And when this podcast posts, there will be a forum thread automatically generated to talk about the stuff on this podcast. So go to the Gonna Geek Network at gonnageek.com, register yourself if you haven't already, and go on and tell us what you think or interact and have fun.
Y'all get talking.
Absolutely. So I was thinking about our little consultant problem for the bus repair. And, I thought, maybe we should do Lockheed or Boeing. But I was like, we should do something like Bud's Backyard Airplane Repair and Roadkill Cafe or something like that.
Yeah, given what I've heard secondhand about, working with government contractors and all that, I think you might be best served just going to some guy and, having him. I mean, I could help y'all out. I don't know anything about repairing things, but I could just, hit things with a hammer until something happens.
We'll see if the bus is still on pace when we start season 2.
Something will happen. I can't guarantee it'll be anything good, but
right.
I can try.
Well, another thing that we're going to try is we're going to extend our lanyard giveaway one more week. We didn't know if we were going to get to record this week, and we're giving you this bonus podcast on the Nathan Fillion and his Dallas Comic-Con panel. So we're going to extend it for one more week. So get your tweets in. Remember to retweet our tweet on why you want the lanyard, and also tell us in your retweet why you want the lanyard. And if you have a protected account, the only way we're going to see that is if you take a screen cap and email it to us or something. So I think sounds good to me. What do you girls think?
That sounds good to me. And remember, what entertains us most will get the lanyard.
I do like to laugh. That was kind of a wicked, evil laugh. Ha! There's Haley's laugh. There you go.
It's just the way I laugh.
Sith Witch. That's perfect.
I watched way too much Looney Tunes as a kid.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony.
That's Tiny Toons.
I know,
That's
but it's the only song I know. And I probably owe some royalties for that, so. Ruts! Anyway, we've got some news this week. Let's hit it and quit it. So, what do you got, Lauren?
All right. First of all, we got an interview with Clark Gregg on Blaster, where he's talking about the tiny gorilla S.H.I.E.L.D. we'll see in season 2, and not like I first thought when I saw this headline, a tiny gorilla in S.H.I.E.L.D., the little King Kong kind of ape thing. No, they mean gorilla, fighting from the shadows type of thing. That type of gorilla. So I'm slightly disappointed, but this makes more sense.
Now I want a tiny gorilla.
I know, right?
It would be so cool.
Tiny
gorilla would go along with Ant-Man.
The tiny gorilla could play with Fitz's tiny little monkey.
Oh, that sounds wrong. That sounds wrong.
Oh, it must be the vacation time, isn't it, Haley? You get vacation, Haley.
I don't know what vacation you're talking about.
He's just talking about his perspective on what S.H.I.E.L.D's going to be like in season 2. It's nothing really spoilery. It's mostly just a lot of conjecture, but it's kind of an interesting read.
Keep the fans interested in season 2, sort of thing, to me.
Keep the fans interested, possibly confuse them with tiny apes.
Tiny apes? Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Tiny gorillas or tiny apes? Help me out here.
Gorillas are apes.
Okay.
Duh.
Well, I don't know.
They
I'm
are
a rocket
not monkeys.
scientist.
Monkeys
I'm not
have
a
tails.
biologist.
I am a biologist, and I can definitively tell you that gorillas are apes.
There you go. From the biologist herself. And, we also have an expert, a director of Guardians of the Galaxy, telling us about Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, we said last week that we did know that Nathan Fillion was going to have a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy. This week, James Gunn has called the internet stupid for theorizing that it might be Nova or Cosmo. Nathan Fillion is disappointed in us for not knowing what it is yet, for not having figured it out.
It's the living planet, right?
I hope so.
Well, he said he wanted to put Nathan Fillion in there in a role that could expand to the broader Marvel universe, especially with like Joss Whedon running Avengers and stuff. So, a living planet's pretty big, and that could go in.
Maybe he's playing Captain Marvel.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Captain Marvel would be pretty big.
That would be cool. Paint him blue. That'd be pretty great.
We already know we're going to have Kree.
Yeah, just have him be Marvel.
Oh, that'd be
awesome.
So good.
That would be pretty good. Oh, and then we could get the Carol Danvers movie, and I'll be so happy. Which reminds me, I posited this on Twitter, and it seemed Tumblr, and it seemed fairly popular. They should totally cast Christina Hendricks as Carol Danvers, and thus continue the hot Chris's of Marvel.
Yeah, I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Hey, hot Chris. That's awesome. Also, we got something that, I don't know, could be a little spoilerish, but it's out there in the open. If you're talking about casting, if you think casting is spoilerish, you might want to actually pause your podcast for a little bit or mute it for a second or two. But Lauren, we also got a news story about Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yes, we did. I may have screamed when I saw this, and the show notes kind of may confirm this. But Anthonie Mackie has been cast as the Falcon once again in an upcoming summer blockbuster, The Avengers Age of Ultron, according to urbanmecha.net and gotchamovies.com. So I'm very happy because I really, really, really loved him as the Falcon in Winter Soldier. And I was so hoping that they'd bring him in at least in a cameo in Age of Ultron. So, yes!
Yeah, I have a big issue with secondary characters in the first Avengers movie. So something like this that would lend a little credence to the fact that these guys are actually coming from the entire universe and not just the Avengers. So that's awesome. And also, we have possibly another Planet Hulk tease.
Yeah. First, we've got a couple articles here. James Gunn has said that there might be a connection to Planet Hulk in Guardians of the Galaxy, and that he's very interested in that storyline. But we also have a story from Mark Ruffalo that we aren't going to give you all of because there's some potentially major Avengers 2 spoilers.
I have not read it yet.
Right, and if you're spoiler averse, I would suggest not reading it, but you'll be able to look at the entire thing in our show notes. But he doesn't think that Planet Hulk would work as a solo film. Mark Ruffalo does.
You mean any Hulk would work as a solo film?
No, he said that Planet Hulk.
No, he specifically said Planet Hulk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good enough. Well, keeping with our Guardians of the Galaxy theme, we have some tunes, right?
We do. Okay, so you know how the whole hooked on a feeling thing kind of grabbed everyone's attention with that first trailer?
Yes, it's still stuck in my head.
And lately it's been, I know, right? And lately it's been Spirit in the Sky in some of the newer trailers. Mm-hmm. Well, on Nerdist.com, James Gunn announced a partial track list for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Star-Lord's mixtape. And actually, I hope this is the CD cover. It is. Little tape. Yes! It's a tape that says Awesome Mix Volume 1. it's like an actual cassette tape on the picture.
Yeah.
But it has a list including things like Hooked on a Feeling, like we expected, Spirit in the Sky, David Bowie, Moonage Daydream, Jackson 5, I Want You Back, Redbone, Come and Get Your Love, Runaways, Cherry Bomb, Five Stair Steps, Ooh Child, which I love, Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. And this is just a partial list because according to James Gunn, the mixtape that Peter Quill listens to, the one I gave to Chris Pratt that he listened to endlessly before the movie started, that is a longer list. It includes these songs, among others. I'll release that full list closer to the release of the film. So I am looking forward to it because these all look great.
Yeah, they do. It reminds me of those like iPhone cases that were actually, you turn them on the back and they look like cassette tapes. So I'm glad they're continuing with this theme in the highly digital and space age that we're in.
Yeah. And also, speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, on Marvel.com, there's a featurette where the cast breaks down their characters. It's a pretty good little featurette. See everyone talking about the characters, see some clips that haven't been shown before on the trailers. Some nice little funny moments. One of the ones with Drax just made me laugh. I'm really, the more I see of this movie, the more I want to see it. I'm just so excited.
Yeah, I wish I would have been able to see it. Due to my technical limitations this week, I wasn't able to pull it in. You would think that's odd because it's just like a YouTube clip, but I couldn't hear it, so I can't wait to listen to it later. And also, Haley, you posted this Galactic travel agency news. I have not had a chance to read it, and I'm so looking forward to it. So tell me about it.
They set up a website for a galactic travel agency as a little bit of viral promotion for Guardians of the Galaxy. And it starts off telling you about all these beautiful places on Earth and how they suck compared to the awesome places in the universe that you can visit. And then it goes to show you a few of them and tries to get you to book your travel through them. So you should just go to this website and check it out. It's fun. Just like everything from Guardians of the Galaxy that we've seen so far.
Hashtag you're welcome.
Yeah. Actually, something that we didn't put in the news segment.
Oh.
IMAX theaters are going to be showing the first 17 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy on July 7th.
That's it. When does it come out? Like August 4th or something like that?
August 1st, I think.
Oh, so less than 30 days. That's awesome.
Yep.
Do you have to pay to get a ticket to see that 17 minutes?
No, the 17 minutes are free, but it's first come, first serve, and you have to be able to get to an IMAX theater to see it.
Okay,
That'd
what
be
day is
awesome.
7th?
It's Monday.
You know, I like how TV shows
I might be able to get there.
how TV shows will play like the first 5 minutes of your premiere episode. I mean, they just recently did it with Falling Skies. Didn't give anything away, but you're like, oh, I'm so excited to get back into Falling Skies now. And this is be like, oh, I so want to see Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a way to get your fandom excited about a movie that they might or might not be excited about. Let's show it to them, get them really excited, get them talking about it for like a month, and then bam, have a big opening weekend. That's how you do it.
Well, if Lauren goes and sees it on Monday, you know what we're going to be asking her about on the next podcast.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah.
I'm going to try. That said, I do have to drive about an hour from work to the theater to see it. Unless they're also showing it down at Moody Gardens, in which case I'd have to pay for parking, but I'm going to have to look.
Well, good luck.
I will let you know.
Good luck. Good luck. Let's see. When is that Sunday?
Monday.
It's Monday. I might be able to score that. All right. So that's how you do a news segment. All right. So what we got for you today, we've teased it to you at the beginning of the podcast. We teased it to you last week. We thought, well, we might be able to bring it to you or not. This is nothing really new. It's already been covered in other places, but it's the entire Nathan Fillion panel from Dallas Comic Con. Now, Lauren, you went to Dallas Comic Con back in May, right?
I did.
And you actually sat there and recorded this for us, didn't you?
I did.
All right. So after we listen to it, we're going to have a bunch of questions to ask you because we're talking about an audio medium and not a visual medium. So there's going to be some things that need explaining. So, all right. You guys ready?
Ready.
Ready.
All right. Here we go.
excited to see the two of us together.
Clearly.
First of all, thank you so much for making it to Dallas, and we all missed you last year, but I think you have already more than made up for it to the fans. Everybody's very happy to see you here.
So last year I had, I think, 4 eye infections. And the doctor said, it's probably just the same infection, you're just not kicking it. I canceled this event. Oh my God, this sounds so weird. I canceled this event, and I said on Twitter, hey guys, so sorry, I can't. I got this eye infection thing. Somebody, I was in Seattle doing a tour, promotion tour for Much Ado About Nothing. Somebody in Seattle, I was watching one of the morning shows I was on, took a photo of the screen where I have my one eye was almost swollen shut. He responds, no sweat, man, go take care of that. It was gross. My eye looked like lips. But I'm back! In 1995, I played softball in the Soap Opera Softball League. I was in Dallas for 1 day. We lost.
You were in Dallas 1 day so far, and we all won.
Boom!
I want to start off by saying, first and foremost, because I know it is a big deal to you, congratulations on 6 wonderful seasons of Castle. It's been such a fun ride. Are you crazy kids ever going to get married?
I don't know how it's going to work after the untimely death of Castle in season 6. I know that Molly Quinn is constantly pushing for a spin-off. We're calling it Castle Legacy. But just last night, LeVar Burton approached me. We're going to start to pitch Black Castle.
So does that mean that so far we've had White Castle?
Delicious.
It is good. Also, I want to say hello. We have a mutual friend, Adam Hughes. Yes, really wonderful. It draws you better than anybody, I think.
I like when people draw me and it looks like me, only better looking.
Yes.
Adam Hughes. And Jason Palmer. Jason Palmer's here.
Yeah.
Jason Palmer is here. He does great work. I've got a bunch of Jason Palmers and Adam Hughes up in my, Adam Hughes?
Adam Hughes?
Adam Hughes?
Adam UI?
Adam Hugh? Up in my theater, right? I have a little, I call it a theater. It was the smallest bedroom in my house, and I turned it into a TV room. It says, The Cave on me. Hey, they're up in there.
I also want to ask you, because I know you and James Gunn are good friends, you guys have worked together before, there has been some speculation about Guardians of the Galaxy that we may or may not see you pop up in a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's right. You may or may not see me pop up in a cameo.
I tried, everybody. I tried. Well, I think I speak for everyone when I say it would be really awesome to see you pop up in that movie, so I'm hoping that some of the rumors are true.
You're probably going to be disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask you also this before we get to the audience questions. Would you please indulge us by doing your stupid hair trick?
I did David Letterman recently. My 4th time on the show. The 3rd time he's asked me to do this trick. The first time I did the show, I did the trick. I just said, I just hope he doesn't hate me. He loves this trick.
So there you go. It never gets old. All right, let's kick it off with some audience questions. We want to make this about you guys. We'll get to as many as we can. We'll start over here with you.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi.
Remember that time at Dallas
I
Comic
do.
Con?
Yes.
Broke my gun.
Oh.
It was so funny, right? Yeah.
Anybody here have a Mal gun? You ever see that? In the front of it, where the barrel comes out, there's two little bolts on the bottom. They're not very strong.
No.
So if you were to like kind of put the gun down kind of hard to sign it,
Yeah.
it might break off.
Yeah. So I think I'm the only person that says Captain Mal broke my gun.
Yeah.
But my question for you is this. I heard Josh say one time that for Firefly to come back, people had to stop watching Castle. And since Castle
Good luck,
has
Josh.
died,
Good luck.
well, we saw you all in the fiery crash, so
So you're thinking Firefly.
thank you.
I have had many jobs over the years. Many jobs. If you were to look it up on IMDb, you go, "Wow, that's a lot of jobs." That's not all of them. If they don't go anywhere, they don't go up on there. This is the first time I've had a job that just kept going. Yes. It's wrought with challenges, not the least of which the hours, but from that sacrifice comes a lot of joy, and I see it in places like this. When I come here and I see you guys, and you're like, I didn't like that cliffhanger. I love your show. It's really, but that cliffhanger. Why would you do that? Me? Here's me on the typewriter. Yeah. Oh, and then it'll burn. I look at the page. I go, oh, that's what I'm doing today. It's just I'm very glad to have had the opportunities I've had. I cannot imagine my life without Firefly. It didn't last very long, we all know that, but it will not die. We all know that. Thank God. I don't know what I would do without you guys. I really don't.
All right, there will be no more questions about Firefly.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Stop asking those questions.
Right here.
All right, well then I'll move to Castle.
Okay. Remember that time on Firefly?
Boy, do I.
That's fair.
I'll have to be a little more specific. Get back to Castle. Obviously, the season finale left us all pretty much in shock and awe.
Obviously.
But considering that we've now found out that it is renewed for season 7, was the cliffhanger contingent to the renewal, or was that originally in the script? Did they change it, or what do you know?
Excellent question. Here's what I know. We were. Our show was a mid-season replacement kind of a style show. I think our first season was 10 episodes. Does anybody know the answer to that question? Is it about 10? 13. Sounds like 10. We had 11. We were cut down to 9, but put back up to 10. Like, it was all over the place. They were taking episodes away, they were giving them back, they were taking them away, they were giving them back. They took episodes away from another show and gave them to us. The money that would have gone to make a couple more episodes of, one more episode of Ugly Betty came to us. We got one more. It was the recession. It was not a pretty time. Things were pretty stressful. So to have a job at that point was really great. Ever since that time, where it was kind of like, what's going to happen? We filmed the entire show and then took a kick back and said, okay, well, let's wait and see what happens. We had some time to sit back and wait and watch, and then we got picked up, and then we were back for a full season. Not only a full season, we had to do 24 episodes. 22 episodes as usual, we did 24. Since then, we've been doing 23s. It's still grueling. Every year, our ratings go up. Which is a good feeling. I don't think there was anybody at Castle, cast or crew, or the bosses, or ABC. I don't think there was anybody saying, do we renew the show? It's getting better every year. I think we all kind of felt safe. We all felt pretty safe. So we burned the car.
Go right over here.
Your pop-up in Sea of Monsters, you said that Hercules, or whatever it was the best show on television, but
Yes.
it was canceled too early.
Yes.
Like Firefly, of course.
Well, I didn't say that exactly, but yeah.
It was intended.
Thanks. You got it.
Was that part of your script, or was that just you?
They actually wrote in a joke, like it was like this Hercules bust heads was like my best show on television, so like Firefly got canceled. Like they put their finger right on it. And I said, how about if we just kind of dance around it a little bit more? And I just did that kind of dejected, best show on TV. So of course, canceled. And then I'm back, but just for that one moment, you gotta feel it, you know what I mean? Feel it. Ready, everybody? Feel it with me. All right, good job.
Thank you. Right over here.
Okay, Captain Reynolds has so many epic one-liners that we all love, and I wanted to know if you had a favorite.
Yeah.
Is it by my pretty floral bonnet?
That's not it.
Which one?
Do you want to keep guessing, or do you want me to tell you? You know, people always want me to say, hey, could you write down your favorite line from, and write down this one. It's like a paragraph. I'm like, I got like 1,000 people in line, and they're all waiting for me to write this, and my penmanship is awful. I write my favorite line. When I read this line in the pilot of Firefly, it was one of those lines that just, it perfectly tells me who this character is. It's one of those lines. The moment was super mad at Simon Tam. I think he's the spy on my boat. I go, I'm gonna open your box and see what's in you. What's in you? Some kind of spy? Boom, kick open the box, and we see what's in the box. It's his little sister, all naked and smoky. And I go, huh.
It's shorter to write that, too.
And it's shorter to write that. Yeah. It's such a defining moment, and what kills me about that line is Joss had me to say, he said, before you say it, let it breathe a second. I want to wonder what you're going to say. Huh. Love it.
There you go. Right over here.
Okay, so today is my mom and dad's 6-year anniversary.
Excellent.
And, like, all my mom could talk about was your ass.
Guys. 6 years with the same person. That's fair.
But my actual question was, what were the challenges playing Captain Tight Pants?
Congratulations on 6 years of Castle and 6 years of your ass being her favorite thing.
The hours, a lot of long hours, but enjoyed every one of them. Dirt. We're out there in the dirt a lot. You had to combat dirt. There's a lot of dirt. Get down in the dirt. Horses. That's a challenge. So you're working with a giant animal who, if they decided to, can kill you. Yeah. I'm gonna kill you. They don't have a moral code. The horse I rode, I was very fortunate. I rode him, by the way, have you ever watched Firefly? If you've ever watched it.
It's a little show, if any of you haven't seen it.
If you ever watch it. Any planet Malcolm Reynolds is on where he rides a horse, it's the same horse. His name was Freddie. I just did this thing on the Kroll show where I played a Mountie. They gave me a horse to ride. And the guy goes, hey, you've ridden horses before. I said, oh yeah, I rode him on this little thing. And he said, what was that? Hey, I was on that. I worked on that. I worked on this episode and that episode. I go, hey, you were the guy with the thing. And we had a nice little chat. He said, what horse did you ride? I said, Freddie. He goes, oh, he was a good horse. What happened? He goes, 6 months ago, he died. I said, oh, I feel so bad. He goes, don't. He had a good life, that guy. He was a great horse for years and years and years, and then he gets too old, and you don't want to, it's just too old to ride him around. So you just got to put him off in a little pasture. He just hangs out. He does whatever he wants to do. He eats, he runs, he does whatever he wants. Next time they needed like an old horse with a sway back, we get Fred. End of story. Right over here.
Hello. At first, I just want to tell you that you're an amazing actor. You make every character come to life. And then...
That's right.
And second off, I have so many favorite scenes from your... And I want to know, what was your favorite scene to do everything that you've been in?
Out of everything I've ever been in?
Yes.
I'm partial to The Wrong Private Ryan myself.
That was incredibly stressful, but very rewarding. You know what? I'm going to tell you this. The last scene I filmed on Serenity was the stuff at in Mr. Universe's his TV room. Thank you, Blair. That sounds good. The rumpus room. Oh, with all the TVs, and they're all busted up, and I look at him and I go, oh, and I hear the message from the love doll, and I go, oh my God, okay, I gotta go. Take off, right? That was the last thing I did. That was the last thing I filmed. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Fillion is wrapped. And everybody stood there with like this. And I'd never seen that before, where they clap when you're done. It was brand new to me. Thank you. It was really neat, and I was able to talk to all those people and just say, and I just kind of had to say something, or all looking at me for a second. So I said something. It was something, I don't know what I said. It was something to the tune of, this was an unfinished part of my life, something that was taken from me, and I was able to get it back. So for 3 months I had it back. We built that thing. We built that movie. We made it. Thank God. Yeah, if I heard you, I'd say, yeah. I think that was one of my favorite moments. I don't know anything about the scene or anything like that, but I've got to kiss some pretty nice girls, too.
What is your favorite part of playing Malcolm Reynolds?
What I like about Malcolm Reynolds is that he will fight you. He will always fight, but he always loses. So when he gets a little tiny victory, it doesn't matter. He's naked in the desert by himself. But did the plan work? Yeah, then it's a win. I love that. I take my life like that. Any victory I can get.
All right, right over here.
Captain?
As you were.
If you have the opportunity to write your own epitaph, what would you like for it to say?
Here lies Nathan Fillion. We should have listened. My friend Michelle is sitting in the front row here. She goes, I think sometimes Michelle hates that I'm famous. She's like, this is going to your head. Yeah, it does. For a weekend at a time, I'm a rock star, let me have it. Just to let her know what it feels like to be super awesome and everybody loving you, I'm gonna have her stand up and you guys pretend like she's me for a second, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Chapman. Awesome, right? She goes, that's terrible. You get used to it.
Right over here. If Joss called you right now and needed an emergency replacement for one of the Avengers, which one would you want it to be and why?
Hello? Hey, buddy. No, I'm free. What happened? Oh man, is he okay? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, it was about you can. Uh-huh. Are you serious? Yeah. Well, yeah, what the hell? All you gotta do is like, what, 1 or 2 scenes, and then you just put the guy in the bubble head, right? And he just kind of looks around in the bubble head, and then you do like a CGI armor, right? I'm in! Alright, I gotta go. Yeah, apparently, like Iron Man's like the easiest one to do, because he just like sticks his head in some kind of bubble and looks around a little bit, and then the CGI, the Iron Man, or like use another dude while he's having a nice tea.
So not Black Widow, right here.
Hi, is there anything you can tell us or like give us a sneak peek of what's going to happen in Dr. Horrible 2 or when it's filming?
Here's what I know about Dr. Horrible 2. Here's what I actually know about Dr. Horrible 2. I know the title. I know one of the songs. I know the title of one of the songs. I know one of the new characters. And the gist of the storyline of the beginning of it. I also know Joss is pretty busy. Can't remember what he's doing. Something. It's probably gonna be good. And when we have time, I know everybody wants to do another one. So it's not like something we're like, come on guys, let's die. No, we want to do it. We just gotta find the time. Does anybody have a tissue? Tissue? Phoenix? Tissue? Baby wipe? No, I don't need that. I just want a tissue. Tissue?
Okay,
Tissue.
we got some tissues coming.
Tissue?
Go right here.
Okay.
Tissues. Oh, there we go. It's not a contest, but
A for effort, man. A for effort.
Are you okay?
Good evening, Nathan.
Hello, who's talking?
In the castle episode...
Keep talking, I'm just gonna blow my nose. Keep talking. Is there something on my face?
In the Castle episode Vampire Weekend, you had fun dressing like this space cowboy.
I did.
Is there something from Firefly that you would still like to work into a future Castle episode?
I'm sorry, did you just say Firefly? I know, I want to kick my pants, right? Firefly fans, you can't say it. Firefly fans. Firefly fans. Firefly. Anyway. Excellent question. Oh, what was the question?
Would there be something from Firefly?
From Firefly that you would like to see on Castle. Okay. I pitched an episode for Castle where there was a murder on the cast of a sci-fi TV show of the guy who played the captain. And I wanted the entire cast of Firefly to come and be the rest of the cast of the sci-fi show. And that they all hated him. And they all had a reason to want him dead. One of the reasons being his immense popularity. And his tremendous good looks. And incredible talent. And lovely singing voice. And sense of fashion. Anyway. Michelle's laughing because she knows I have fashion blindness. This looks good, right? Just wear what I bought. All right. From that pitch, we got the that Comic-Con episode. So close enough? I don't know. I also want to see Alan Tudyk. I want to see Alan Tudyk on the. I pitched an episode for him where there's another cop writer duo who are doing the same thing that Castle and Beckett are doing, only like cheaper. And Alan plays the author, and he's English and pompous, and there's many reasons to hate him. And then when the crap hits the fan and everybody's shooting, everything going down, it turns out he's from Des Moines, and I can't understand. I'm scared. I would say the remainder of the cast I would like to see. Right over here.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. My question was, how many Firefly references have you had in other movies or TV shows, and how many of those were ad-libbed?
We did one in White Noise 2. Anybody see that? Guy says, well, so now you got superpowers? I go, what superpowers? It sounds like some real red cape, Captain Tight Pants bullshit to me. So we slid that in there. There was the Percy Jackson, which was mentioned earlier. It was a reference, vague though it may be, it was a reference. I can't remember if there was anything else other than... Yes, I thought we were talking about other shows other than Castle. Just listen to the question. I like your outfit. Nice outfit, stand up. Nice. Who are you supposed to be? I'm kidding! I say that to everybody dressed as me. And sometimes they go, so hurt. I love you. Alright, let's go right over here. Hi, Angel.
What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a cat. Because dogs will like you just like that. They don't care. They just like everybody. But a cat, if a cat likes you, you gotta be something pretty special. Cats don't like anybody. Thank you, Angel. Right here. You're welcome.
Here.
I can't talk like
Top that.
Cuter.
I'm Mr. Fillion.
He just got creepy. But I appreciate you trying. You really went for it. God bless you.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Actually, I just found out just the other day I've been cast in my very first television pilot. And I was wondering if you had any actorly advice, and also if you could show me and all of the very nice people here the soap opera take.
You got it. All right. First of all, congratulations on conquering insurmountable odds to get a pilot. Second, you know how you get an audition and then you do well, you get a call back, and then you go see the producers and then you go screen test. The stakes keep going up and it gets really stressful. It's part of the test. Can you deal with the stress? Now that you have the job, the stress doesn't go away. The stakes are even higher now. It feels like, oh, everything's on your shoulders. Just remember, you're there because they want you there. You already have the job. Do your job. You are good enough to get the job. You're good enough to do your job. Don't get stressed about things that aren't in your control. Control what's in your control. Know your lines. Be pleasant. Do good work. And here, thank you. And here are the 3 phases of the soap opera take. And they work for any scene. I learned this on a soap opera, taught to me by a very nice man named Michael Knight. Not the Knight Rider. Because they always say, but wait a minute, that woman you killed was your own sister. And then it's like a close-up on you that gets really slowly draws in as you're just sitting there. Oh no, my sister. You're emoting. It lasts forever. My friend taught me, he says, here's what you do. I always complain, it's too long. He goes, here's what you need to do. 3 phases. First phase, oh my God, did I leave the stove on? Second phase, I did leave the stove on. Third phase, no, I turned the stove on.
That's why he earns the big bucks.
Okay, I'm gonna take it old school. I've only known you now for 45 minutes.
45.
Right. So I was wondering what it was like playing Caleb in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Because he was the most evil human being ever, and you don't appear to be the most evil anyway. So what was that like?
Joss Whedon is a wonderful man, and he's incredibly smart. One of those really smart guys who has the gift of being smart around you without making you feel stupid. Just likes to keep it simple. And I was thinking about evil, and I was thinking about being a villain, and he just casually mentioned, before I even started, because that's what I love about villains. They don't know they're villains. They think they're the good guy. I thought, whoa! That's so true! That's so true. They think they're the good guy. Think of the jerkiest person you know. Do you think they walk around thinking they're a jerk? Or the best? I know I think I'm the best. Today you're the best. Yeah, I learned that villains don't believe that they're villains. And once I got into that, when I found out that everybody just thinks they're doing the right thing, they're fighting for something they believe in, that's when they get dangerous. You believe in that? You know what I mean? Nazis.
think we have time for a couple more. Let's go over here first.
Thank you for coming and taking time out of your schedule to be with us. My question actually...
Thank you for pronouncing it schedule.
My question actually has to do with what you said about not being fond of the dirt that you had to deal with at Firefly all the time. How long did it take to wash it all off after your nude scene in trash?
In detail.
I'll be honest, that wasn't very long. It was just a little bit gritty. I didn't roll around in it or anything like that. However, that scene in, what's the episode called? With the big damn heroes and the cows and the safe. Thank you. I gotta remember to watch Firefly before I come back to this one. It's been a while. Right, write that down. Everybody started shooting around the cows, and we dived through the dirt, and there's money over there, and I gotta crawl over and get the money. There was more dirt in my underwear than could reasonably fit in an underwear-sized bucket. Comes off the body pretty quick. We try to get it out of the tub. Fair question.
Weird.
Hi. I'm Beck.
Pleasure. I'm Nathan.
In Firefly, who's your favorite character?
Mine. Is that wrong? Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm a shy guy. I'm pretty shy. I don't like going out in crowds. I don't like mixing crowds and alcohol. I get tense when there's people around me. I do. But I overcompensate by acting. I come over here and I put myself out there for a weekend at a time, and it's scary, a little bit scary. I'm shy. I'm a shy guy. I'm shy. I pretend to be vague and stupid. And it's a character I like to portray. It's not exactly myself, but it's fun. I like to poke fun at myself, and it's easy to laugh at me, right? See? So I pretend to be vain, and it's mock vanity, and I pretend to be stupid, which is not that hard. But when I say my favorite character on Firefly was Malcolm Reynolds, that's the absolute truth. I really like that character. There's a lot of great characters on Firefly. There's a lot of great ones that maybe you relate to, and maybe you are super fond of, and maybe they're your favorite because if there was going to be a Firefly party, you would dress up and you would look exactly like River or Zoe or Jane, because you're huge. You're the biggest guy in the group, so you get to be Jane. So maybe that's your favorite. Malcolm Reynolds was my favorite guy. I really liked him. I really liked him.
Let's bring it home with you, right here.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Bring it on home to Almaville. JT.
Okay, so,
my boy!
I have a personal question. This is not a professional question.
Is this gonna get creepy?
Okay, are you... No, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm just kidding. No, I am a fourth grade elementary teacher. And I'm curious, with both your parents being teachers,
yes,
and your brother being a principal,
yes,
what kind of student were you like in school? And I think if you were a troublemaker, which I kind of think you were, just because you're kind of snarky. I know that the audience would like to know several examples of you possibly getting into trouble.
I was a very good kid.
Okay, now don't lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I was shy. When I was in high school, here's a good example. When I was in high school, my mother was a teacher at my high school, and she was much loved. I was in 10th grade, the lowest, when my brother was in 12th grade, the highest at our school, and he was wildly popular. He was on the grad council, he played volleyball, he was good, he was good looking, still reasonably. He was in a rock band, he could play guitar, like wildly, he could sing. He was very, very popular. And he wasn't the big brother who said, quit hanging out with us, get out of here. He was the brother who said, hey man, Ricardo's having a party, so that's what you're doing Friday night. I'd be going to these 12th grade parties. I became kind of accidentally popular. I also didn't like it when kids got picked on. That was a big thing for me. The underdog, the small guys. I didn't like that.
I'm sure there's one.
I had one terrible thing I did in high school when a kid was getting picked on. And I look back and I regret it. A little bit. 5 guys jumped on one kid, the smallest kid in our gym class, to give him what they call a nuclear wedgie. If you don't know what a nuclear wedgie is, it's if you get your underwear pulled up in the back, that's a wedgie. If they pull off your underwear from the back, it's a nuclear wedgie. So your underwear is removed, not being very forgiving on the goods. 5 guys from the football team. I'm the smallest guy in our class. And the teacher's nowhere to be seen. And I see this going on, I said, not on my watch. When I come over there, because I was untouchable. My mom was a teacher, and my brother was in 12th grade, so no one would touch me. So I go up to these kids, and they got their backs to me, and I give the first kid a little tap on the goods, and with my leg, like, boop, give him a little, oh, he went over. Took the next 2 guys, gave them 2 wedges of their own, so they stopped. The last 2 guys were just in the perfect position for me to plop their heads together. The sound that came out of that. I pushed far too hard, more than was required. And they connected in a way that they went back. One guy was, the other guy was kind of, why did you do that? Why? Really, why? Those were 5 guys who didn't like me much after that, that's for sure. And I hurt somebody, I hurt somebody, and that wasn't very cool of me, and I don't think that's ever cool to hurt people. But I was a good kid. I was very good. My mom was a teacher in my school, what am I gonna do? If I messed around or skipped a class, she'd find out by lunch. She was over my shoulder, breathing down my neck. Mr. Bukowski says you have 2 pages of homework. That's interesting because you only did 1. And I didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me to be a bad kid. I wasn't a great student. I didn't study very well. I couldn't pay attention very well. That having been said, I was going to be a high school teacher. I was 3 months from graduating when I got my first job on a soap opera. Thank God for the high school kids in Edmonton that didn't get me as a teacher. I think it would have been lots of fun, you just wouldn't have learned anything.
Now, do you think that acting kind of brought you out of your shell then?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was in 5th grade, and the class clown, who was a good friend of mine, got sick. So I stepped in. And I said, this is A, easy, B, awesome. Outstanding. I'm trying to stop saying awesome.
Are you done?
Done. Story over.
We have to wrap this up. I hate it when I have to wrap up a panel that's this much fun, but I do want to ask one last question. Please. We posed a question on our Facebook page.
Yes.
That we asked the fans who would win in a battle between the 2 of you. And I want to know, who do you think would win between Malcolm Reynolds and Captain Kirk? I'm asking Nathan.
question. In order to answer this question, I would have to know why they're fighting. Is that fair?
Because they both went to the same convention.
I need a little research. Oh, if they both go to the same convention, then it's Captain Kirk. I'm going to tell you right now.
Nathan Fillion, ladies and gentlemen.
Now I'm kind of curious as to if there is a restaurant called Black Castle.
There's gotta be. They're just enough under the radar they haven't been sued yet.
Yeah, it's like, y'all seen Coming to America?
Yeah.
Like that, totally not McDonald's.
They've got the golden arcs.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's awesome. And as of when this panel was recorded, Nathan didn't let out the fact that he had a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy. He just said, yes, I may or may not have a cameo. And you're like, come on, dude, you just kind of give it away.
And then he kind of like, if I remember right, he kind of nodded and then shook his head. And
did he like wink too?
No, it was just like the mother of all mixed messages right there.
This is such an entertaining panel. I mean, the guy is entertaining. He says he's shy, but he's a great performer.
I kind of sympathize because I have kind of the same thing. It's like, if I'm like actually in front of you, I kind of don't want people to look at me. But as you can see on here, if nobody's looking at me, you can't get me to shut up. So, it's kind of that whole grabbing a persona, latching onto it, and making it you.
Yeah, let me tell
I totally
you,
get that.
I edit it out every week, folks. I try to get Lauren to shut up, and she just doesn't. It's just
I refuse.
It just goes on for hours and hours and hours, and I finally have to say, look, I'm running out of space on my hard drive, and she finally gets it, and is quiet. But other than that, she talks forever.
Mm-hmm.
So getting you and Nathan Fillion in a room where you're not looking at each other, you guys would go for years.
Very likely, yes. I did not get to meet him, sadly, but, it was all good.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Unless he gets an eye infection.
Yeah. I actually remember when that happened. My friends who live up in Dallas, actually my best friend who lives there, was really wanting to meet him, if I remember correctly, and then he had to cancel.
So I did like his favorite line from Firefly.
It was pretty perfect.
It was.
And his explanation like gave it credence. So it wasn't just him trying to cheap shot like signing a big thing on autographs or whatever. It's just like, hey, this is the essence of the character. Huh. So if you've ever seen the pilot episode of Firefly, you know what we're talking about. But
I wonder if that was an intentional homage when Coulson did that.
You know, I kind of wondered that.
That's a good question. We'll have to ask Clark Gregg when we get him on the podcast someday.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the things that I wanted to ask should I get the chance to interview him, which sadly I didn't because everybody from the S.H.I.E.L.D. panel was so rushed. Like Clark Gregg was only there for that one day.
Yeah, right. Clark Gregg, you're welcome to call on the podcast at any point in time and tell us whether that line was an homage or not.
It's 844, the bus one. 844-843-2871.
So anyway, Nathan Fillion, he's got like 3 main shows that everybody was talking about. I mean, the guy has had a lot of bit parts. I mean, he's been in video games. He's been in a lot of cameos here and there. But the 3 main things that he's been at that he was asked questions about during this panel were Castle, Firefly, and Dr. Horrible. And I'm sad to say that I have not seen Castle at all, but it sounds like there was a huge cliffhanger this
kind of
past.
major.
There
Yes.
was, yes. Huge cliffhanger. I mean, every season of Castle so far has ended with a cliffhanger, but as far as cliffhangers go, this one was a pretty major one.
And the way he described it was like, well, our ratings get better every year, so they're not going to cancel us. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's go ahead. Let's burn them up. Like, jeez. Way to be iffy with your character, dude. Anyway, Haley, what was your favorite part of the panel?
Favorite part of the panel. I had to go on YouTube to find this, but when he was doing the hairpiece thing.
Yeah. The stupid hair trick.
We will put a link to that YouTube link in the show notes, and it's actually the YouTube video from Dallas Comic-Con. So this panel, you'll actually get to see what you just listened to live.
And you'll get to see it better than I did because I was sitting behind like a pole.
Well, the audio you got was really good, so that's cool.
Yes, I sat with reference to the audio. So I was sitting like right next to a speaker, but right behind a pole. So
No.
It's kind of a trade-off.
Okay.
The sacrifices we make for you, listener.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lauren, what was you were actually sitting there, and did you re-listen to this panel this week as you were preparing for the podcast?
I didn't actually have time because I had a migraine,
Yeah.
but I do remember it pretty well because, I mean, it's Nathan Fillion. How could you not?
Right. So what was your favorite part then?
Oh, geez. Weirdly enough, I think I'm getting it confused with the Firefly one. But the stupid hair trick was definitely up there. Him totally neither confirming nor denying that he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, when he was doing the fake phone call with Joss about taking over in the Avengers.
That was also great. Talking about why he wanted to be Iron Man, not Tony Stark, just Iron Man.
Yeah. Oh, the bubble. Yeah, I could do that.
Yes. So he could do the bubble. That was pretty great.
It was.
Like, seriously, he spent every panel that I saw him on, which was 2, like, acting things out. Just like, you know how, I don't know if you all do this, but if you ever get really into telling a story to your friends and you start, like, acting out every part and, like, you know, and then they drove the car off a cliff and they're like, oh no! And you start acting like you're crashing your car. Has that ever happened to y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. So, So yeah, he was basically doing that, like getting really into it. It was pretty great.
Yeah. Now I thought either one of you ladies was going to mention something about when he was talking about his little win in the episode Trash when he's on the planet naked. I thought that was going to be your favorite part, or the part where
well, if he had actually reenacted it,
yeah.
I mean.
Or the part where the guy gets up and he's talking about his mom's 6th anniversary and all he can talk about is Nathan Fillion's butt.
Oh, actually, when he was talking about the ideas he'd pitched for Castle episodes.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, getting the whole cast in there as a sci-fi. You know, I think
really wanting to get Alan Tudyk in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I've heard that one before where he wanted to get everybody in from the Firefly cast as a crew of a sci-fi vessel, except
they did do a similar story to that. They just didn't have the cast for it.
Yeah. It was a pretty fun episode, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did have Adam Baldwin on for at least one episode. Maybe it was 2.
Yeah. I think, who was he playing?
He was just like some other rogue cop.
Yeah. He was like the rogue cop.
And now Adam Baldwin, by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's 2 weeks in. By the time you listen to this, it's probably 3 weeks in. The new TNT show, The Last Ship, he's actually the XO of this last ship. Yeah, there's some sort of contagion event that's taken out the world's population, and there's one U.S. destroyer left that's trying to do the cure and everything. Anyway, he's the XO of that ship, and it's really weird thinking, dude, you're Jane, and then you think, well. In Chuck, yeah, okay, I could see that. So, but he's like a responsible dude, totally responsible dude now. And you're like, all right.
Well, see, I originally knew him from Independence Day.
Yeah.
I always forget that he was in Independence Day.
Yeah, the major that actually kills the alien that's trying to kill the president.
Is that glass bulletproof? No, sir.
And I always forget that Nathan Fillion was in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, my mom points out that also that Adam Baldwin was in My Bully.
Oh yeah,
he's the guy that they pay him to kind of be or My Bodyguard. That's what it's called, My Bodyguard, where he pays the bully to be his bodyguard, and he's the bully that gets paid to be the bodyguard.
That's great. I haven't seen that.
It's I want to say it's from the 80s. Maybe early 90s, but anyway, yeah, I like barely remember that movie. But yeah, he was in it and he was pretty young.
I did like his advice to the actor that claimed that he just got a pilot.
Oh yeah.
It was
good, solid advice. Too.
That was my favorite part because he made it entertaining, he made it educational, and he actually, congratulated the guy and really made him feel great. So that was all good. And it was advice that just about anybody can take in life, and not just actors on the set. But hey, you got the job, just do your job. So that was good.
Pretty much.
That was good. The entertaining part is epitaph. That was funny. Here lies Nathan Fillion. We should have listened.
Yeah. Oh, his friend up in like the first row, him trying to kind of like bring her into the whole thing, and she's like, no! That was pretty great.
I was going to ask if she actually stood up and like smiled and waved.
She did, and then everyone cheered for her, and she sat back down like immediately.
I would have like, yeah, no, not me, him. Yeah. Apparently they go back, Michelle Chapman and him. So anyway, do you guys have any final takeaways from this panel? It was fun. I'm glad I had a chance to listen to it. Thank you very much for taking the audio. But you guys got anything else?
I'm glad that they had a separate panel just for him, because that guy can talk. And he was sort of like not really the de facto moderator on the Firefly panel, but he was definitely the one who kept the conversation moving along. And he was definitely the one that I think a lot of people were there to see. I think it's kind of a nice thing that they gave him his own thing to just kind of get all that, for everyone to get all that out of their system before the big panel so that nobody got overshadowed. Yeah, very entertaining guy, very nice. And yeah, I'd recommend for people to go see him at conventions if you get the chance, because it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Haley, you got anything?
No, I think I've said my piece.
All right, just one thing, just one
Nathan
reminder.
Fillion's butt.
Just one reminder: if you ever have a cosplay gun, don't ask Nathan Fillion to sign it.
Yeah. Oh, there were so many people dressed as Mel. I mean, okay. Of course, like, everybody was dressed as Firefly characters, because, it was supposed to be the entire main cast of Firefly, but Alan Tudyk and Vernon Buckern, they had to cancel at the very last minute because the movies that they're working on just suddenly called them in. So that was kind of sad. So there's like every other person is dressed as a Firefly character, including me on that Sunday. So you have like literally an army of guy Mal Reynolds, girl Mal Reynolds. I was trying to get my husband to dress as Guy Inara because I was dressed as a girl Mal Reynolds. He did not go for that.
Aww.
Which is sad because I saw a couple of really well done Guy Inaras. Guy Cayley was very popular. So he was kind of like literally approached by a flood of Mals at various points. And a couple of people dressed up as Castle and Beckett. With the rider,
the rider vest.
Bulletproof jacket.
Nice.
Yeah. It was pretty great.
Well, that's awesome. And I just can't wait. Next week we're just going to have a fun podcast. Hopefully we'll have some 17 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy that we could talk about. Hopefully, we will be giving the lanyard away. Remember, retweet. Why do you want?
Retweet and entertain us.
Yes, please. Because we need to be entertained. Y'all listen to us all the time. We definitely need to be entertained. And we'll be talking about Avengers. And that is an awesome movie. Can't wait to watch it again with commentary and everything else.
Yes.
Yes. So, remember, join us next week as we talk of Avengers. Go to legendsofshield.com. The forums are there. Our voicemail, Lauren, is?
Our voicemail is 844-the-bus-1. 844-843-2871.
And we hope you guys have had a safe, happy 4th of July, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And until next week, I'm Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Lauren.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Nathan Fillion's butt. It's the end.
Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gunnageek.com and you will find all of our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com where you will find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual host and do not represent Legends, Stream, or Gunna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the property of the Disney Corporation. No infringement is intended.